To access Environmental Sciences and Pollution Management, first log on to the University portal, select the Resources tab, then the A to Z list of online resources link, choose E, and then select Environmental Sciences and Pollution Management from the list. ESPM is a very simple database to search. It's fairly unstructured, so you're mostly doing keyword searching. I'm going to look for articles on genetically modified food, so I'm going to break that down into two separate ideas, the genetically modified idea and the food idea. First I'll look for genetically modified, and that is a phrase search, so I've put that in the double quotation marks to find those two words together and in that order. I have the option to limit my search by date range, so I'm going to select the last 3 years and click on search. To continue searching, I'll click on the advanced link at the top of the page there, and I'll clear out the last search using the clear form link. So the next idea was the food idea, so I'll say food. I'm going to use the truncation symbol, the asterisk, to search for food or foods, foodstuffs, so on. I'll say or to broaden out my search. Thinking of other words, I could say or crop and truncate that to find crop or crops, or plant and I truncate plant to find plant or plants. Again, I'll limit my search to the last 3 years and click on search. And I want to combine those two ideas, those two searches together. Every time I run a search, the database saves it, and at the top of the screen there's a link for the recent searches that I've run. I'm going to select the recent searches link. There's a genetically modified search and the food search. Each of these has a number, so this is set 1 and set 2, and then in the box at the top I can combine my searches just using their set numbers. So I'm going to say 1 and 2, using and to narrow the search, combine those two ideas together. I've found 576 results from that combined search. On the right hand side of the screen there are various options for narrowing your results, so you can narrow your results by any of these options here. I'm going to use the database search to narrow my results by. ESPM is a database that's actually made up of a series of subfiles. So there's 11 smaller databases that make up ESPM, and I can use that to limit my search. So I'm going to select the little expand database icon next to database and choose more options so I can see all the different databases listed. So there's ESPM, that's the whole database, that's the 580 results I've found, but I can choose to search just within one of these subfiles. So for example, if I was interested in the ecological aspects of my topic, I could choose to only search for the subfile ecology abstracts. So I would select the include tick box next to ecology abstracts and then apply. So I'm narrowing my search down to only find those references that appeared in the ecology abstracts part of the ESPM database, and that finds only 57 results. You can see that's narrowed that down a lot, and it'll be looking at the ecological aspects of the topic. Choosing to narrow by the database subfile allows me to set a broad subject area for my search. I'm going to look at the first record that I found, select the highlighted article title. This gives me the full details of the record, so the article title, authors, where it was published and so on. Provides the abstract, a summary of the article. The terms that I've searched on are highlighted, so there's that genetically modified phrase, and then the plants idea, and then at the foot of the record, the database that this record came from. I'll just click on view the list, and you can see it was in the ecology abstracts database, which is also how I found this record. At the top of the record on the right there's the check web bridge button, so I can click on the check web bridge button to check whether the library has access to the full text, and in the web bridge window I can see the details of my reference, and in the find full text it is suggesting that there is full text that I could see, so I could click on that link to access the full text article. I'll just close the web bridge window and go back to my full record results. To select a record, to mark a record, there's a little tick box on the left hand side next to the add selected items. Tick the box and you see at the top it says I've now got one selected item on my list. To move to the next record, there's a little next link on the right hand side, so I could choose the next link and add this record to my selected items as well. Once I've gone through my records, selecting those I want to keep, I can click on the selected items link in the top right hand side. And then from here I can email the records to myself, print them, and there's also the option to export or save the record. And if I select that option, you can see that RefWorks is one of the options, so I could export my records into RefWorks. To continue searching, I would just click on the search link in the top left hand side. So that was searching the ESPM database. What I want to do now is switch to search the Aquatic Sciences and Fisheries Abstract Database, ASFA. At the top of the screen here on the left hand side, you can see I'm currently searching 11 databases. That's those 11 databases that make up ESPM. If I click on this link, I can choose to search a different database. So I'm going to deselect the ESPM option and instead select ASFA, and then click on Use Selected Databases. So now you can see that I'm searching ASFA. Although the interface looks exactly the same as it did for ESPM, the database you're searching is actually very different. ASFA is a very structured database. The subjects covered in the references are indexed in a thesaurus, and you can use the thesaurus to improve the relevance of the results that you find. I'm going to search for the impact of pollution on fish physiology. I'm going to start by looking at fish physiology, and I use the thesaurus. There's a list of thesauruses here. The first one is the ASFA thesaurus, and it's for subjects. The second one's not relevant for us, but the taxonomic terms thesaurus is for searching for species names. We're looking for a subject, so I'm going to start by selecting the first thesaurus, the subject one, and I'm interested in fish physiology. So I'm going to type the word physiology, and I'm looking for any thesaurus terms that contain the words physiology, and click on Find. So here's all the different thesaurus terms that have physiology in them, and I'm interested in the one fish physiology. So if I click on that fish physiology link, this shows me that term within the thesaurus structure. It shows me that there's actually a broader term that I could consider searching, and sometimes you'll also have narrower terms that are even more specific than fish physiology. The little yellow box, if I click on that, this gives me information about that term. So it tells me what the term's used for, physiology of fish, and then it suggests related terms that you might want to consider adding to your search as well. I'm just going to select the fish physiology option by ticking the box next to it, and then add to the search the button at the foot. So you see it adds it to the advanced search screen for me, and I can search that topic. So that finds a very large number of results. I want to carry on searching and combine that fish physiology idea with pollution. So I'm going to choose Modify Search to carry on with this particular search, and I'm going to choose the thesaurus again. Now I'm looking for the pollution idea. Click on Find. So here are all the thesaurus terms with pollution in them, and you can see there's one here, aquatic pollution. Now since I'm looking for stuff to do with fish physiology, it makes sense that I'm interested in aquatic pollution. So I'm going to select that link, and you can see at the top here the thesaurus is guiding you in your search. It's saying water pollution, you should use that term if you're interested in aquatic pollution. I'm going to tick the water pollution option. When I tick that, you see that the explode option here is also ticked. Explode sounds very exciting. What it means is that all the narrower terms within water pollution, so brackish water pollution and so on, the explode option means that all those narrower terms will automatically be included in my search along with water pollution. I select water pollution, explode, and add to my search. So this is building my search up on the advanced search screen. I've got the fish physiology idea and then the water pollution idea, and as I said, along with water pollution, all those narrower terms are automatically included as well, and I'm going to click on Search. I'm going to modify my search a bit further, select the Modify Search option, and I'm going to look at this topic in the context of a particular species, for example Salmo-salar Atlantic salmon. I go back to the thesaurus search, but you'll remember that I'm searching the thesaurus for subjects where I'm looking for a species, so I need to select another thesaurus to search in, and there's that taxonomic terms option for the Latin names of organisms. So I'm going to search for Salmo-salar in the index and see if it's included. So I click on Find. Here's the options it's found. If I click on Salmo-salar and the little yellow box to get the notes about it, you see it says here, use term for Atlantic salmon. I select the Salmo-salar option, tick the box next to it. I choose that Add to Search option. I've added the salmon sailor idea and click on search. So that's those 3 ideas together. And now I've found 27 results, so that's really narrowed it down a lot. Because I use the thesaurus for my search, the results that I've found will have those thesaurus terms as the main topic of the article. They won't be just brief mentions, as can sometimes happen when you've done a keyword search. Using the thesaurus increases the relevance of the results that you find. You can also search by keyword, as we looked at using the ESPM database, but because ASFA is very structured, you can use that to improve your searching. So you would probably be doing a combination of thesaurus searches and then perhaps combining those with some keyword searches. There's one other very useful search within ASFA which I'm going to show you. I'll go back to the advanced search screen. So from the drop down box I'm going to choose environmental regime, and because we're in an aquatic sciences database, the 3 environments that are possible are a freshwater, marine or brackish environment. So for example, I could search for the brackish environment. So any of the results that I find will be about that particular water environment, brackish. And I'll just quickly combine that with a search for phytoplankton. And I'm just going to look for very recent research on this topic, so say for the last 12 months, and click on search. So I found 74 results, and I'll just look at the first record that I found here. You can see that phytoplankton has been highlighted, and then in the indexing you can see brackish. Once you've finished searching, there's an exit link in the top right hand corner, and I just click exit.